Sometimes you hear a story that makes you pause and look at life a little differently. In this video, we're sharing real people whose lives don't follow the usual path, yet feel deeply human and relatable. These aren't tales meant to shock, but moments that invite curiosity, empathy, and quiet respect. Each person you'll meet faced something rare, unexpected, or hard to explain, and kept going anyway. We'll count down from number 15 to number 1, taking time to understand the people behind the headlines. Let's start with number 15, Luciana Wilin. At first, it sounded like something no parent expects to hear. Luciana Wilin is a young girl whose life changed around the age of 7. Before that, she was just being a kid, moving, playing, and growing. Then her mother started noticing small things that didn't quite make sense. Luciana became stiff after minor bumps, and her movements slowly changed. The real turning point came while watching a documentary, when her mother realized the symptoms matched a very rare condition. Everything clicked at once. Luciana was diagnosed with an illness that causes muscle and soft tissue to slowly turn into bone. From that day on, life had to slow down. Play became more careful, and safety mattered more than speed. Still, Luciana remains bright and curious, enjoying calm moments and time with people she loves. How do you explain something so big to a child? Number 14, Tiffany Wedkind. At first, she just seems like someone enjoying a quiet moment. Tiffany Wedkind is a woman from Ohio who lives with a rare condition that causes the body to age much faster than usual. When she was young, doctors did not think she would live into adulthood. Today, she is 45 years old and is the oldest known person living with this condition. Growing up meant doctor visits and learning early that life might be shorter than expected. That was not easy, especially while watching others plan far ahead. Over time, Tiffany made a simple choice. She stopped worrying too much about the future and focused on the day in front of her. Music, creative work, and close friendships became part of her routine. She pays attention to small joys and quiet moments. Do we sometimes forget how valuable those things are? Tiffany's life shows that being present can matter more than making long plans. She reminds us that living well is often about slowing down and appreciating what's already here. Number 13, the Blue Fugates of Kentucky. This is one of those stories you don't forget once you hear it. In the hills of Kentucky, a family known as the Blue Fugates lived quiet lives for generations. What made them different was their skin, which appeared blue or purple from birth. At first, doctors were confused, and in some cases even worried something was seriously wrong. For the family, this look was simply part of daily life. Years later, doctors finally understood that the blue color came from an inherited condition passed down through the family. For some members, the color faded over time, while for others it showed more in cold weather or moments of stress. Imagine growing up without answers, only curiosity from others. Over time, learning the reason behind it brought relief and understanding. Their story reminds us that the human body can surprise us in unexpected ways, and that being different doesn't stop life from moving forward. Number 12, Michelle Elizabeth Kish. You know how some people just make a room feel softer the moment they're around? That's the feeling here. Michelle Elizabeth Kish is a young woman from the United States who people often assume is much younger than she really is. She lives with a very rare condition that affects how her face and body grew. Doctor visits, machines, and long days became normal for her early on. Growing up like that wasn't always easy. Some things took more effort, and some days were simply tiring. Still, something steady stayed with her. Michelle learned how to laugh through it and speak up when she needed to. She enjoys simple things like spending time on her devices, relaxing at home, and being close to her dog. People around her often notice her humor first. It comes naturally, She knows she's different, and she's okay with that. Isn't it interesting how strength can look this gentle? Number 11. Angus. You might meet Angus and think he's much younger than he really is, and that happens to his family all the time. He's 13 years old, but at just 1 meter tall and weighing around 2 stone, many people assume he's still a toddler. Angus is from the UK, and early on, doctors discovered he has a very rare chromosome abnormality that caused him to stop growing when he was only 3. Even so, his personality never slowed down. Angus doesn't speak in full sentences, but he communicates clearly in his own ways, through sounds, smiles, and movement. For years, health issues made daily life uncomfortable, which was hard for both him and his family. After a life-changing surgery, things eased, and his happiness became easier to see. He will always need care and support, but Angus shows that strength isn't about size. Sometimes it's about facing each day with courage, curiosity, and a calm sense of joy. Number 10. Katie and Eilish Holton. You might have heard a little about 2 sisters whose lives began very closely linked. Katie and Eilish Holton were born in Ireland and shared their bodies in a way most of us can hardly imagine. Their parents spent long days talking with doctors and deciding what would give both girls the best chance. They chose surgery, so each child could have her own future. The operation worked for Eilish, but Katie did not survive, and the family had to face a kind of sadness no one prepares for. Life after that moved slowly. Eilish needed care, therapy, and a lot of patience as she learned how to sit, move, and play on her own. Little by little, she surprised everyone with her strength. She laughed more, explored more, and became the lively center of the home. Her parents still talk about Katie openly, keeping her close in memory while cheering Eilish on. Seeing Eilish grow shows how love lasts. Number 9. Meline, Macy, and McKenzie Garrison. Sometimes life starts in a way no one would choose, yet kindness still finds a way in. Meline, Macy, and McKenzie were born in the United States in 2010, and their early days were heavy with uncertainty after they were left at birth. 2 of the sisters were joined at the pelvis, which made many people step back, unsure of what caring for them would involve. For a while, it felt like no one was coming. Then Jeff and Darla Garrison, a quiet farm couple, simply said yes. They didn't talk about challenges or odds. They talked about love and keeping the girls together. Surgeries came later, along with long hospital trips and careful recovery days. At home, life slowly found its rhythm with meals, chores, and laughter. Watching the girls grow, you see how steady care can turn a hard beginning into something warm and hopeful. Number 8. Tenant. You know those moments when you meet someone and your first thought quietly changes as you learn more about them. Tom was born in Australia in 1993, and from the very start, doctors knew they were seeing something they had never seen before. He arrived with much more skin than expected, enough for a much older child, and no clear explanation at the time. His parents were shocked, of course, but they made one clear choice early on. They wouldn't hide him from the world. Tom spent his early months in hospital while doctors tried to understand what was happening, but at home he was simply a baby who liked cuddles and calm voices. The local community stepped in with support, fundraisers, and steady kindness. Over time, his skin began to change as he grew, easing many early worries. Watching his story unfold reminds you how acceptance often starts with simple love shown. Number 7. Tatiana and Christa Hogan. It starts like a normal morning, with cartoons playing and toys scattered around, until you notice these 2 girls are doing everything side by side in a very special way. Tatiana and Christa Hogan were born in Canada as conjoined twins, connected at the head. Their family learned during pregnancy that the girls would share more than just space. and doctors were unsure what life would look like for them. What makes their case rare is that they share parts of their brain, which means they can sense things together in ways most people can't imagine. As toddlers, they learned how to move, play, and even disagree while always staying connected. Their mother noticed moments when one would react to something only the other could see or feel. Instead of focusing on limits, their home is filled with laughter, siblings, and busy routines. Watching them grow shows how adaptable children can be when love and patience lead the way. Number 6. Ladan and Laleh Bijani. Sometimes you hear two people talk about the future with such calm hope that it makes you pause for a second. Ladan and Laleh Bijani were born in Iran, joined at the head, and grew up sharing more than most siblings ever could. From an early age, they learned how to study, move, and speak as a team, while still holding very different dreams. Their condition meant every daily task required patience, planning, and trust in each other. As adults, they made a brave decision to try separation surgery, knowing the risks, but believing in the chance to live independently. In interviews before the operation, they spoke openly about fear, excitement, and their goals, one dreaming of becoming a lawyer, the other hoping to work as a journalist. What stands out most is not the surgery itself, but how clearly they spoke about choice and identity. Listening to them feels like a reminder that hope can exist in hardest moments. Number 5. Joy and Joyce Magino. You know how sometimes kids surprise you by doing more than anyone expects? Joy and Joyce are twin sisters from the Philippines who were born joined at the head, sharing part of their skull. When they were born, doctors told their family they might only live about 10 years, which was hard to hear. But today, at 13, they are very much here and doing well. As they grew older, daily life slowly became easier. They learned how to eat on their own, take showers, and help each other without much trouble. Their mother, Jo Marie, even went abroad for work, hoping to save money for a possible surgery one day. The twins now spend time doing what many kids their age enjoy. They record short videos, laugh together, and post on social media. Sometimes they ask, could this help us reach our goal? Watching them, it's clear they're not waiting for life to happen. They're already living it, one ordinary day at a time. Number 4. Jang Yanchin. At first glance, you might not realize how much effort it takes for some people just to stand up straight. Jang Yanchin is a young student from China who spent his teenage years slowly bending forward due to a serious spine condition. Over time, his back curved so much that everyday things like walking, sitting, or looking ahead became very hard. Doctors once worried his body might stay that way forever. The turning point came when Jang agreed to go through 2 major surgeries, knowing recovery would be long and uncomfortable. Step by step, things began to change. After months of healing and therapy, his posture improved by about half, something that once felt impossible. Imagine seeing the world at eye level again after years of looking down. That moment meant everything to him. Jiang now focuses on school and daily life with renewed hope. His story quietly reminds us how powerful patience can be, especially when progress comes slowly but surely. Number 3. Kanye Cesar. Sometimes you meet someone whose energy fills the room before they even speak. Kanye Cesar was born in Thailand without legs and spent her first months of life facing uncertainty. As a baby, she was found by the roadside and later adopted by a family in the United States, where she grew up surrounded by encouragement and movement. Instead of being told what she could not do, Kanye leaned into what felt fun and free. At 9 years old, she stepped onto a skateboard and never really stepped off. She learned balance with her hands, pulling off handstands and smooth rides that surprised everyone watching. That confidence opened new doors. She began modeling, appeared in film and television, and kept pushing her limits. Today, she lives an active life in Texas, still skating, still creating, and still smiling through it all. Her story feels like a quiet reminder that freedom often starts with choosing motion over fear. Number 2, Gabe Adams. Sometimes fitting in starts with a small, brave choice. Gabe Adams grew up in Utah after being adopted from São Paulo, Brazil as a baby, joining a big family with lots of siblings and noise. He was born with a rare condition called Hanhart syndrome, which meant his arms and legs never formed. As a kid, he used a wheelchair, but his parents encouraged him to explore what his body could do on its own. At school, Gabe tried out for the dance team mainly to make friends, not to stand out. That's when something clicked. He discovered breakdancing and realized his balance, strength, and control gave him a style that was completely his own. Performing helped him feel confident instead of self-conscious. After high school, he moved out on his own and began speaking to others about independence and self-belief. Gabe doesn't present himself as a symbol. He simply shares his life, hoping people see possibility before limitation. Number 1. Ronnie and Donnie Gallion. You know how some stories sound unreal until you slow down and really hear them? Ronnie and Donnie Gallion were born in 1951, joined at the torso, and from the very start their lives took a path few could imagine. They went on to become the oldest conjoined twins ever recorded to live to their age, a milestone no one had reached before them. Growing up in a large family, money was tight, so their father made a hard choice and took the boys on the road, where they appeared in sideshows across the United States and later Latin America. It wasn't an easy life, but it helped support their siblings and gave the twins a sense of purpose. Over time, they became well-known and even famous in their own way. Using a custom wheelchair, they stayed active, social, and connected to their community. Their days were simple, shared, and deeply human. If stories like these stayed with you, don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll see you next time.